What's the most inconvenient time your body has betrayed you?
It was a warm summer night, right after I had graduated high school. I was at a friend's house, doing our usual nightly activity of playing video games in his basement. He lived at the end of a very long court, with a big lake behind his house. At some point, we got bored, and about 6 or 7 of us decided to go for a walk. We walked about a mile, and right as we were turning around to walk home, it hit me. That first, "Hey, you're gonna have to poop soon," warning. That's alright, we're heading back anyway, I thought, but the further we walked, the worse it got. It went from a whispered caution to an urgent scream in no time. By the time we turned the corner onto his street, it had hit the point of no return. I was still about 100 yards from his house when I came to the conclusion that if I took one more step, I was going to shit my pants. I was in the middle of his street, at about 2 a.m., illuminated only by street lights and the moon. "Bring toilet paper here," I said, coming to the realization that I was about to unleash hell on the middle of an upper-middle-class street. My friends, of course, were trying to contain their laughter, and someone went to go fetch toilet paper. I stood there, waiting for what seemed like an eternity for them to return, when suddenly, a shift. Something in my gut changed, and I was able to slowly creep towards his house. Not full strides, but small, deliberate steps. Inch by inch, yard by yard, I got closer to his front door. My friend had finally returned with toilet paper, but I was going to make it. I wouldn't need it. I turned up his walkway to his door, crept up his steps onto his front porch, grabbed the doorknob, and turned, locked. This couldn't happen. My body had already begun to prepare itself for the sweet release of a toilet. My mind raced, looking for options. The back door. I slowly waddled my way back down his steps, across his front yard, and turned the corner of his house to start towards the back door. But my body had given up. The promise of salvation and the betrayal of that locked door had been too much. I knew I wasn't going to make it to his back door. I had given it my all and ultimately failed. Once I came to this conclusion, there was only so much that could be done. I found a shrub, told my friend to hand me the toilet paper, and left me to die. I pulled down my pants and explosively evacuated everything. The poop, my dignity, my hopes and dreams, and probably at least 70% of my soul. I wiped and did my best to get the toilet paper into the lake. As it turned out, I didn't get much of the toilet paper in the lake, and the morning apparently revealed what could only be described as a shitty attempt at TPing my friend's backyard. I know this because my friend had to go out the next morning and hose all of that, plus my shit, down the little hill into the lake. Hilariously, now as a 36-year-old adult, I golf with my friend's dad, owner of the house, all the time, and he has never once mentioned it to me, bless his soul.